welcome back to the Pipe Bomb Podcast. I am your host, and this is never going to get old. Love that I have my own show now. I'm your host, Josmanni Sanchez, and I'm greeted with my OGs. I've got the J to my Jimmy Uso, Alex Maldonado, and I've also got my guy, Jay. At one point in life, he was the Gunther to my Jay Uso currently. So we were frenemies and then turned best friends. So it's a beautiful story. But
best relationship.
Yeah, we're here the Tuesday before WrestleMania, baby. So super excited. We still got Smackdown this Friday, and then we've got the Super Bowl. So we're gonna talk, all things build up, all things WrestleMania. First, we'll start just real quick, and we're gonna touch on the Smackdown of last week, which for those of you that saw it, in my opinion, was a little weak. So, Alex, I know you've got some opinions on SmackDown last week and how maybe it underdelivered. So, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think SmackDown did anything for the WrestleMania build. I think it put Liv Morgan on the card, which is good. Liv Morgan now has and Raquel Rodriguez both have their opponents for the tag titles. It built Drew and Damian up a little bit. Cody cut a cool promo, I guess, with all the titles over there. But I mean that SmackDown was really weak with the Gauntlet taking up the bulk of the SmackDown, and then the Chelsea Green and Zelina Vega match that was like 2 minutes long and ended in a count out. It was a wreck. Okay, this was not a good SmackDown.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Juan, do you have any additional thoughts? I mean, I think he hit it on the nail. It was pretty weak.
Not at all. Skip.
Complete skip. Skip is right. If you missed it, don't worry. You didn't miss much. But Raw last night was a little bit better. I felt like I really enjoyed Raw. I thought the Jay Gunther thing was interesting that they both cut a promo individually. I didn't hate either one of them. Do you guys have thoughts on maybe whose was better, or was one weak? I thought Jay's was better this week. At least the whole promo was better than last week.
Yeah. I kind of wish they were face to face. I thought Gunther's promo was nice. I loved Gunther's promo. Just how close he got to the camera. It's like you could see him spitting. It was cool. He looks very, very passionate out there. And then Jay Uso's promo, I disagree with you a little bit. I think his promo last week was a little bit better, considering that this week he kind of just came out, yeeted all over the place. Music stopped, yeeted again, and was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna beat you, Gunther." Yeet, and walked out. I kind of wish we got the Jey Uso that we got last week. At least for the rest of this WrestleMania build, we got a serious Jey. Not a yeet here, yeet over there. Because we already know. I was telling you this. Raw after Mania, we're having an 8-minute yeet session. It's gonna be bad. They're playing the song 8 times.
I hate when he takes his time, takes a 4-minute entrance, yeeting, and he says a couple words, and he runs back the music. Oh my gosh, that bothers me so much. Oh, I just can't, dude. It's so long, bro. It's I get it. It kills the bit for me. But I don't know, Juan. Did you have any? Are you excited for this Jay Gunther feud?
Was it last night when Gunther said the bell has to ring?
Yes.
That bar was it.
Yeah.
That's a classic bar all time. That's Adam Cole, NXT Black and Gold. I don't know if you were watching back then, Alex. He said it to Karrion Kross. He said, "You're better than me on the mic, but at the end of the day, the bell has to ring." That was a great callback. That got a little pop for me.
I did not catch that.
That's lit. That's awesome.
That saved it for me.
Let's just see here. We had the Bayley versus Liv match. I will say, was super pissed that ended in a roll up. That's all I'm gonna say.
I know. I thought about you, Joe.
Bro,
I wanted to text you, but I wanted to get a reaction live. What did you think about another roll up?
Swinging at the air, bro.
From Bailey specifically.
Like it's just women match, like in general. Like why do they have to end in a roll up? I feel like the last like 10 like not 10, the last like 5 matches, women's matches I've watched, all ending in roll up.
They're protecting everybody. They're too scared to pull the trigger.
That's
and
okay.
Put
Let
somebody over somebody else.
Let it happen in WrestleMania. See, I don't burn the industry to the ground.
We get the decisive winner, or whatever matches we
You
get.
got
I don't think there's
bro.
any shenanigans.
You got to, bro. I was, it's like I didn't mind Liv losing, and like not even her losing to a roll up because like it made a lot of sense because like she always kind of wins, but just winning in a roll up like that is such a heel move. I was talking to Alex about this. It's such like a heel way to win, and so when Liv does it, it makes perfect sense. Of course, the slithery, slimy Liv Morgan, pulls out a little W with a roll up, but it's like Bailey. Does she needs to do that? You know what I mean? Like Illyria, she has to do that. It's just like I don't know.
Lyra does it a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Her last 2 title
the
defenses.
Most devastating move in wrestling.
I mean, valid, but it's also the dumbest move. So I don't know. I don't know if you guys have any other thoughts, but that one really, I don't know, just was dumb. The match in general wasn't bad. It's just the way it ended I thought was annoying.
Just whenever Lyra expect a roll up for sure.
Yeah. And then
it's a vortex nowadays.
Yeah. Next match, what did we get? AJ next?
Julius Creed Ray.
Julius Creed Ray.
What a match for me.
Yeah.
Banged. I liked it. It banged.
It was good.
Julius Creed is everything that WWE wanted Jack Swagger to be. That's what I got out of last night.
Dude, he's solid. He's good, man.
And they're taking their time.
For sure.
I like that. Keep him in the tag team division until he really learns the craft. But that's what I got. I saw Jack Swagger last night when he was fighting Ray.
Yeah. And even then, dude, like American Made, like those 2 guys could really help the Raw tag team division. I feel like like they're really good.
This is funny.
So there's just like I don't know.
It's TikTok.
We need to share. I think we need to share a little bit of love to the Raw tag team division as far as like maybe one team from the SmackDown and whatnot. But they also do have a little bit of infrastructure to work with, and so we can kind of talk about that post Mania to kind of work through maybe helping the Raw tag team division because SmackDown is cooking with their tag team. So
and they're off the card, man.
That's crazy, bro. It's criminal.
One thing I do want to say, going back to SmackDown, the Berto and Ray Phoenix match that cooked. That was the best thing about SmackDown.
Yeah, that match did cook. I agree wholeheartedly. So then next we had AJ and
Karrion
Kross. My opinion on that match, good.
Yeah.
Best part of that match, long-term storytelling. There's a lot. I think that match indicates way more than what went down.
Yeah, you get it, Joe.
There's, and so they've been doing it with Karrion like for a while now. He's creeping in the back. He's plotting. He's scheming. So Alex asked me last night when we were watching Raw together, and he was like, "So you like Karrion Kross?" So listen, I came back to WWE like let's just say like a month and a half ago. I haven't seen him. This is the first time I saw him in the ring.
Oh, he's a superstar.
First time I saw him in the ring, and then I've seen him like maybe do an interview backstage. So I didn't have an opinion, but I'm excited. I like his physique. I like the way he wrestles. Yeah. I think he could become one of my favorites, or like someone I really like. I just got to see more of him personally.
Yeah.
Do you guys have thoughts on the match?
Yeah. Something I saw on Twitter was that when AJ was going to end the match with this phenomenal forearm, AJ, did you see this?
Yeah, I saw it. The sacrifice.
Yeah, Karrion put his hands behind his back, and then AJ hit him with a phenomenal forearm. And people are saying
he smiled at the hard cam.
Yeah, and he said they're saying it's long-term storytelling for Karrion. Like he wanted AJ to win this. Karrion doesn't care about winning. He cares about turning people to their dark side. Like that's like his gimmick right now. And so I thought it was super cool. Yeah. If you want to add more onto that, Jay, and say more.
I think Karrion Kross is a star. I think his new look is great. He usually molds his hair after who he's coming after. I don't know if you guys saw that on Twitter.
Yeah.
When
Oh,
he was feuding
that's
with
fire.
Sami Zayn, he had his hair up. Now AJ, he has the hair straightened, but the new tights and everything, he looked like a star. I
Yeah.
don't know. It was a different Karrion Kross.
Yeah.
Michael Cole said something on commentary. I don't know if you guys picked up. They said he's going back to his devastating NXT run. So I think post Mania we get some big Karrion Kross storylines.
Hey, which
Finally.
I'm 100% here for. 100% here for.
I think he's the best storyteller in the company right now, like in the Bray Wyatt sense, like that type of character. He's in like his own different vortex.
That's the exact vibe I got from him. Was very Wyatt Six. Very.
And they should learn from Bray Wyatt when they finally let him have some help in his creative. You got the Fiend, you got all that fun stuff. Let Karrion Kross run.
Yeah.
Even if it's for a mid card title, let him run.
For sure. Next up, there was that the what we had Penta Finn, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Penta Finn. So that match was really good. I actually really like that match. I like Finn and Penta both in the ring. I think they're both phenomenal. And then obviously when we got our little shenanigans, Braun Breaker obviously got jumped right before the match. Then his theme song hit, and he's shirtless, he's mad, he's angry, and Carlito is at the end of the ramp once again. But this time, a very different result. He dips, which is that's just funny story, right? That's just everybody remembers what happened last week, blew up on the internet. But all in all, match obviously ends in a DQ. That's fine. I didn't need to see somebody get pinned. This, we're really just adding more fuel to the fire for this Fatal 4-Way. And so I don't know. Did you guys have thoughts? I mean, I like that it kind of, we just threw a little speckle into this, already pretty well built up and established match.
This mid card scene on Raw's on fire. It's probably the best I've seen since I came back to wrestling. I like that they have your recurring characters every week. Joe, when we were young, you had that, your weekly characters, like your Carlitos, your Chris Masters that would show up every week. Kane, Big Show, you knew these characters. Now with these four, they're bringing that back a little bit.
Yeah,
you don't just know the big names. You know Finn Balor, you know Penta, you still know Carlito, Braun Breaker, Dom. I love it. It's a resurgence. SmackDown can learn a lot from this division.
Yeah, definitely agree. I think SmackDown's got the tag team division, but this mid card and Raw, I think it's.
I don't want to say best I've ever seen, but I think it's the best we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
It's up there. I really like what they're doing with Finn in this mid card division thing. Like you see at the end of that segment, you see Finn standing, he's talking to Braun Breaker and stuff, while you see Dom and Penta on the floor still. It's they're kind of. Finn's been getting pinned a lot, over the past year, or really since WrestleMania 39. They've been calling him Pin Balor. Not me. I wouldn't call him Pin Balor. I love Finn. Okay, love him, but people have been saying that, and I think that they're building him pretty nice. And I just want to see Finn Balor be a real threat again. Because he doesn't feel like one.
Heard that. And then correct me if I'm wrong. We go right into the
main event.
The main event, the Roman, CM Punk, Seth. Which Roman and Seth on the mic together, a lot of chemistry. Love. By every week that goes on, I become more and more and more a Seth guy. Not gonna lie. Hey, listen, I'll always throw my one up. You feel me? My one will always be up. But I'm not gonna lie. Seth is kind of becoming my guy. As at least when we're talking about the top of the top, right? The big guys. The Roman, the CM Punk, the Seth, the Cody Rhodes, all of them. I'd say Seth is really kind of jumping, making leaps and strides to being up there for me. Just really like the way he cuts a promo, and then honestly, and I think all of you can agree, he's one of the best wrestlers in the ring currently.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know, dude. It's just something about how the way they're utilizing Seth in this storyline that just makes me such a fan. Like truly, because it's like you see the beef with Paul or not Paul with Punk and Roman over Paul Heyman, and it's like, where does Seth really tie in? Dude, he's the instigator. You know, like that's his job. He hates both. He hates both Roman and Punk, and so he's just
Equally.
gonna, yeah, you know, it's just I love what they're doing with Seth, and I think I don't know. I hope they do him right at this Mania. You know.
Go ahead, Jake. So I have more to say as well, but Jay, I want you to get in there and tell me a little bit about what you're thinking. But I got some things I want to kind of lay out for you guys and curious.
This match is fantastic. The build-up has been fantastic. I'm glad Seth Rollins is becoming one of the bigger names that you hear because I would say he's usually thrown off to the side in big feuds. So I can see where Alex is coming from. Maybe it's time for Mr. WrestleMania to get a WrestleMania win. But no, I love it. I think it's interesting that the best mic worker out of the three hasn't cut a promo in 2 weeks now. And the best wrestler of the three has been consistently cutting fantastic promos. So I think they're kind of flipping the narrative a little bit here with what they're doing. I think they're cutting back on Punk's promo time to let them shine, and then we'll see how they can all go at Mania. Great build up.
No, fantastic observation. Yeah, I would hands down say CM Punk's the best on the mic. It almost feels like I agree. There's two ways you could take it, right? There's one way you could take it like you did. Hey, let the other dudes shine a little bit. Like let them cook, let them build up this feud. They're capable. Another way you could spin it or look at it is kind of how I look at the Cody Rhodes John Cena. Is if you put him on the mic, he's gonna kill him.
He might.
He's gonna cook him. Okay, and that's why Cena only got one opportunity, not four, because. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Cody Rhodes held his own in that promo battle, but out of four, it might be a 3-1 or 4-0 kind of series there. So I thought that's it's a great observation. Something that I've picked up, and I picked up on this, and then I got reaffirmed a little bit before we started filming this podcast by Twitter, because I'm starting to brand like now that I'm getting into WWE, like my Twitter feed is starting to kind of show that, which I'm getting into WWE Twitter, which is awesome. That Seth Rollins said a couple words that are very, very, very similar to another few words that we have heard lately has been causing a lot of ruckus in the industry.
I see this.
He said these words before, actually.
Seth Rollins said,
your era.
Seth Rollins said, "What's best for business." A couple words that our GOAT John Cena may have said in a post Royal Rumble interview. So, I'm not gonna lie. And also I saw that Seth was on Cam Hayward. He's a football player. He's still in the league, but definitely gonna be first ballot Hall of Famer. He was on his podcast, and Cam Hayward's a big WWE guy, and he asked like, "Hey, would you sell your soul to The Rock?" And Seth's response, kind of was, "My soul's always available." You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like, nah, I'm not never say never. You feel me? I 100% would love to see that. But even then, I got my predictions for that match, and so I'll kind of leave that for when we get there. But do you guys have anything on Raw before we go ahead and transition and we go Mania predictions?
I guess just kind of like an underrated character in this whole Punk Roman Seth feud has been Paul Heyman. I thought Paul Heyman has been doing I don't want to say underrated because everybody knows how good Paul Heyman is.
Yeah.
Like it's weird to say underrated and Paul Heyman, in the same sentence. But no, Paul Heyman has been amazing. He's been amazing in this feud because when guys like Roman and Punk maybe aren't there, Heyman is there helping build this feud, and I think it won't go unnoticed for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
Cool. Before we get into Mania stuff, got a new segment. Do we have a name for the segment? Nope, not at all. That's totally okay. I will come up with one. But listen, you heard, if you tuned in last week, right? We kind of referred to this, but my little brother has probably one of the biggest WWE action figure collections I've ever seen. I remember when I kind of left WWE, he got all my action figures. And then he went on this like generational run. I'm talking about 2, 3, 4 years.
Nah,
of,
dude,
of every but like this specific run of every week, my grandmother buying him a new action figure.
Think of like a Bruno Sammartino title reign, but like I'm not like I didn't hold the title for days, you know. I was collecting WWE action figures, you know, and that's a deep cut. Not really a deep cut, Bruno Sammartino, but Joe, you may not know who that is.
Yeah. But anyways, all that to say, it's vast. And it's multiple versions maybe of one action figure, and it's awesome. Anyways, he went into his collection, deep dive, went into the archives, went into the attic, went in and got his action figures. He selected one. Jay, me and you, our objective is to guess who that wrestler is. So without further ado, Jay, you want to kick us off with maybe one question? Alex, do you have any rules for this, or?
Yeah, let me lay down some ground rules.
Okay.
Maybe we can bend the rules as we go on in the upcoming weeks. But one action figure, you guys, if you guys want to, you know, team up and guess one guess the person together. If you guys want to do it separate, it's cool. I understand. You will get 3 questions. Now, yeah, if you guys should work together here. You get 3 total questions. Now, these action figures, like, they're deep cuts, guys. They are deep cuts, okay? These are not no tribal chiefs, okay? Not no Hulk Hogan.
This is our era, okay? Jay. Era.
Yeah, okay? Your era, deep cuts, okay? Just think of it like that.
All right.
I'll give you guys the floor to ask 3 questions.
Jay, you got one of me off the top of your head?
What do you think, Joe? What do you think we should have? I have a lot of questions. I don't know how they narrow them down, though.
Yeah.
But I have one that I think we could start with.
He was little when we got these, so it's definitely no divas. Definitely no women.
Okay.
It's definitely a guy.
I think we should ask him if this is a former U.S. or Intercontinental champion.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. A mid-card champion. That kind of mid-card. Yeah. Is this a former mid-card champion?
Yes. Okay. Do I have to say which title, or should I just answer yes?
Just say if he wasn't a world champion.
You want me to tell you if he was not a world champion?
The question is...
That's what I meant by mid-card champion.
Yeah, like
a perpetual mid-card champion?
Yeah, has he only been a mid-card?
He has not won a world title, but he has won a mid-card championship.
Okay, I like that. From our era. Let's see.
I'm a fact check, so I'm not leading you guys astray here.
Fact check, mid-pod is wild. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so that narrows it down if he has to search it up, I think. That does a lot. I think I have my next question too.
Okay.
Joe, do you have one on the top of your head?
Go for it.
Okay, question. Because
ECW champion is what you're about to ask?
ECW, does that...
I know, I think I know who. I think I know exactly.
Well, Jay said he already got it, dog. He said mid-card, that's all I needed.
I've narrowed it down to like 2 or 3.
Okay, so Jay, ask your question, because you've already established, he's ECW.
Okay.
He's not won a mid-card championship. I have to clarify. I was wrong.
Wow. So Jay, what are the names you juggling?
I got some names, but I think that if I say some names, his face will show it. He's won the ECW championship, but he hasn't won a mid-card title.
Yeah, give me help stimulate my process. What kind of?
I mean, I was thinking there was a name. There was Jack Swagger, Ezekiel Jackson, names like that.
Okay,
But
because
they both won. They both won the Intercontinental Championship.
the more you say names, the more I can remember what action figures he was getting back in the day. So
Okay. So it's an ECW era guy from our era. Can't be Rob.
I'm giving you a lot.
It's not Zack Ryder. It's not John Morrison.
Oh yeah, because he was Intercontinental, wasn't he?
Yeah. I'm running down the ECW guys out. There's one that it can't be. It's not CM Punk.
No.
Mark Henry is where I'm headed.
Ooh, he was
Still 2 more
a
questions.
world champion though.
He was. That's where I was thrown off a little bit. But as far as all right, let's see. Was he
What about Zig?
he,
Oh no, Ziggler was a world
is it
champion.
yes or no questions, or can you answer? If I ask you a question, can you answer?
Well, since we have 3, you should be able to answer. Just answer. Like not yes or no, because we only have 3. We only have 2 more questions.
What was his wrestling style? Was he a wrestler, a big man, a high flyer?
He was a high flyer.
Ooh,
High flying ECW champion.
E-
Not Matt Hardy.
could it be Evan?
It's not Christian. Evan Bourne was an ECW champion.
He wasn't.
Was he an ECW champion?
What? Evan Bourne or the wrestler?
No, your wrestler.
Yeah, he was an ECW champion.
Wow, I don't know. I really don't know who it could. Christian Cage.
Mm-mm. He was a high flyer.
You don't think
He was a high flyer.
we got one more question. So we know he's a high flyer. He was an ECW champion. Was he active before or after 2011 as ECW champion?
Oh, as the ECW champion?
Yeah. This question will do it.
Before 2011?
Yes, 2011.
Before.
He was ECW champion before 2011. Joe, so 2006 through 2011.
High flyers. Dude,
I don't know.
I feel like there wasn't a lot, wasn't there?
I mean, as far as it was CM Punk, John Morrison, Tommy Dreamer, Ezekiel Jackson.
Ezekiel Jackson was a powerhouse kind of guy, wasn't
Yeah, he was the red trunks guy. He used to wear red
he?
trunks.
Yeah. I say for the sake of
Christian Cage.
who,
What do you have?
just name. I don't know why my brain's on Evan Bourne. I don't think it's him. Just name some high flyers.
To me, it has to be Rob Van Dam. But he's been champion. I can't think of another mid card ECW high flyer.
I can't think of one either.
Sabu.
I'm gonna go Evan. What's your guess, Jay?
It might be Evan Bourne. He was never champion.
I don't think he was. Oh, that's the thing. I don't think he was champion. Let's just go ahead. Unless you got something.
Evan Bourne?
You can give me one hint and I'll try to guess it.
One hint.
Yeah.
Okay. I was wrong about this person being an ECW champion.
Oh my
So
god.
he was a high flyer in ECW before 2011. Okay. It could be Evan
What did
Bourne.
you get right?
So
where I'm headed.
Was he a wrestler?
I looked up if this person was an ECW champion. Photo of them holding up the ECW title popped up. Looked up if they won it again. Scroll down. Said they didn't win it.
So did they win any
So is it
championship?
Evan Bourne?
It was Evan Bourne.
Dude, I knew it.
It was Evan Bourne. It was a deep cut. I thought he won the US title, and then I remember him fighting Matt Hardy for the ECW title, and I vividly remember him winning that match. I guess he didn't.
I kind of listed off all the ECW champions. I'm proud of myself without looking that up. I remembered a lot of them.
Yeah, well, we'll be better next week. You got to shake the rust off, I guess.
Cool. So Evan Bourne, I mean, we got it right though. So I mean,
it was a deep cut though, and there's deeper cuts in there.
For sure. I vividly remember you having an Evan Bourne action figure, and all the names he was naming, I don't think you had. I know you had a John Morrison. Because I really like John Morrison, but
He had him in the pose.
yeah. So, anyways, all right, cool. Mania time. Let's go Mania.
Let's go.
Okay, lit. Let's go Mania. Let's go night one. Those have already kind of been established. So I think we have Alex. Is it you that have the night one?
I sent it in the group chat.
Okay,
yes,
yeah. So let's go night one. I'm just gonna name off a match, and then you're just going to say, you know, who you got winning, and then maybe if you want to go into a little excerpt, you can. But first and foremost, let's go Gunther J.
Yeet. I think they give him the feel good. I'm a little worried for the nights after Mania.
For sure.
Because like Gunther said, it's all good and fun until the bell rings.
For sure.
Which is, pretty much summarizes Jay. He's great, but he has to carry Monday Night Raw on Netflix.
Yeah.
Going forward. So let's see what he can do. I think he wins, but we have to look past Mania more than at Mania for this run.
Yeah, Alex, who you got?
Yeah, I got Jay here. I think they really want him to win, and they really want him to take that next step. But like Jay said, he's got to carry Monday Night Raw through this Netflix era that we're in. But I do think I'll give Jay the benefit of the doubt. I think if Damian Priest did it, not obviously on Netflix, but if Damian Priest could win the title and elevate it and do a decent job, I think Jey Uso could do as good as Damian Priest did.
Yeah, I got Jay winning as well. I will say as a Jay championship like run, I get he's built off the gimmick, the yeet, but like, is there going to be a certain point where we can kind of like get away from that a little bit? Like, I don't know.
No.
It's just so gimmicky for me.
We're waiting for the inevitable Usos return, and they carry that Raw division as well.
Oh, dude, that would feed families. Families. Next up, I got Tiffany and Charlotte. Personally, I've got Charlotte winning. What are your guys' thoughts? You got Jay got Tiffy. You got Tiffy time. We got a Tiffy time.
Really?
Alex?
Charlotte's over with.
I'm the tiebreaker here.
You're
Tiffy time.
Yeah, give me Charlotte, man. I think Charlotte wins this. Charlotte just always wins titles when she comes back from injury. Just always. It never fails. And the way she's been talking down to Tiffy, I think Charlotte takes it here.
I agree. Next up, we got LA Knight and Jacob Fatu. Alex, you got LA Knight retaining?
Nah, I was just joking. It's definitely Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, no, I agree. Jacob Fatu.
A lot of people are on Twitter are saying LA Knight.
Interesting.
Really?
From what I've been seeing, I don't agree. I think everybody pretty much knows it's Jacob Fatu.
I say a Jacob Fatu leading to a Solo Sikoa Jacob feud for the first title defense. They think
Solo cost Jacob is what I'm hearing at Mania.
Okay. I can see it. I could see it. I hope it doesn't.
One way to piss everybody off, I'll tell you that.
I think it's going to be a Jacob, and either maybe a Solo interferes, doesn't work, Jacob wins still, and then that builds a feud for the first title defense. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I like that.
We got El Grande Americano versus Rey Mysterio. This is kind of like a
flip a coin.
It depends where we put it. It'll be a quick match.
It won't
go on too long. It'll be entertaining for what it is. A lot of shenanigans from both teams. It's where you bring in LWO, American Made. You bring in everybody to get them some exposure. It's an entertaining match.
Yeah, for sure. I've got Rey Mysterio unmasking El Grande Americano, whether it's a mask for mask or just unmasking him throughout maybe at the end of the match or whatnot. And then we can finally put this to rest. That is not Chad Gable. Finally.
Are you serious?
I've seen a lot of people on Twitter talking about the tattoos, but I think that was just that he had Chad Gable's neck tattoo, but I think that was just like a glitch on the cameras.
Yeah, or
They'll probably light him.
yeah, I don't. I just think Photoshop has come a long way. AI has
It's
come a
on
long
his
way.
skin. It's on his skin.
No,
AI.
I just you don't know what you can believe on social media anymore. It's just
Why?
I
Why
didn't, I
would
didn't, I didn't catch it live, so I can't.
why would WWE production do? It's on his skin.
my eyes didn't see it, so therefore I
Look at his
just
lats. They have the same lats. The bill is.
No, Grande Americano is much more ripped than Chad Gable.
Are we
Much more
serious?
jacked. Much more jacked
yeah
than
no.
Chad Gable.
Grande Americano is built like Kurt Angle.
Right.
Chad is not quite there yet.
Right. He's sick. He's coming back from the flu still. He has to get his body back into shape.
Agreed.
I really hope you guys are joking. Dude.
Next up, we've got a match that I think a lot of people are upset is in WrestleMania, and that is New Day versus the War Raiders. Jay, who you got winning the tag team titles?
I'm hearing discourse that this is only on WrestleMania to finally get the return of Big E, and that he's going to cost the New Day the tag team championship. Hopefully, that is what we're going to get, and War Raiders win, because I don't think there's any other reason other than a Big E return that we get this WrestleMania match over the SmackDown tag team division. So I want the New Day to win if there's no Big E shenanigans, but it's probably going to be the War Raiders.
Yeah, Alex.
Yeah, no, I feel you there, Jay. I think the New Day had such a good heel turn, and they've done nothing with it. Like that heel turn when they turned on Biggie, oh my gosh, my heart dropped. My heart seriously dropped during that segment, and they haven't really done much to capitalize. But I think if you put the titles on New Day, I think that this Raw tag team division definitely levels up. Definitely has.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying. I've got New Day for that reason. I think them having the titles is more entertaining. They're the heels, so them having the titles, obviously we can play around with either an up and coming tag team, taking it from building towards taking it from them, or we just got a lot more to work with. Where it's like if the War Raiders retain, cool, I guess. They don't really do it. They're great in the ring, but they don't do it for me as champions. Like, I feel like a champion needs to, not only walk the walk, which I think they do, but talk the talk. You feel me? And like really kind of, like you said, like elevate the championship. I just don't think the War Raiders can do that. They hold it. That's cool. That's all fine and dandy. But I personally would prefer the New Day to hold it. And I do agree. I think Big E plays a factor in this. I'm hoping it doesn't cost them, because at the end of the day, then that would mean the War Raiders hold on to it. And I really want New Day to walk away with it. So we'll see how that plays out. Naomi and Jade. I've got Jade winning that. Yeah. I think she's on her way up.
Yeah.
Squash.
Yeah, squash. Maybe not a squash match, but the match won't be over 12 minutes.
Gotcha.
I think it's under 5.
Wow.
I'm gonna time it. I'm gonna time it for the pod. So
Bet.
the pod after Mania will fact check
do
that.
it,
I'm
do
gonna
it.
time. I think it's under 5 minutes. I
They
think
can't
so.
do that to Naomi.
Yeah, they can.
It'll make a star out of Jade.
Yeah, this is all. I think this is all about Jade going up. All about Jade going up.
This is a Jade Cargill showcase match.
For sure. Then we got the main event. We've got CM Punk, Seth, Roman. I'm gonna go last here. I feel like I'm gonna agree with one of you. Hopefully, I mean, all three of us could take one. But Jay, who you got coming out of the main event of night one?
Man, if we're going personal feelings, we all know I want CM Punk to bring this home, but it's very unpredictable for a WrestleMania main event. You don't normally get this sort of unpredictability. I think there's one other match that has similar unpredictability in this card, and it's not what everybody thinks it is probably, but I don't know. I'm leaning towards Paul Heyman costing both of his clients and Seth Rollins winning this main event.
Okay.
But I would prefer CM Punk gets his storybook main event. He wins, walks off with Paul Heyman. Before we continue, I want to say I'm not a fan of the retconning that's going on with this storyline, because Roman pushed Paul Heyman, but 2 years ago he Superman punched him. and they forgot about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And then Paul Heyman turned on CM Punk back in the day. He hit him with the ladder, and they're acting like they've never had any bumps. I don't know that they didn't play into the real life. They
Yeah.
retconned a lot.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I can definitely see Seth taking this. And this is like I feel like this match will probably be the biggest discussion, you know, about for predictions because it can just go so many ways. I think you can't build up the CM Punk main event's first ever main event, and I
Right.
just feel like this has been a storyline for like what, 10 years that CM Punk has never main
Like
evented himself.
2011.
It's over 10 years. You know, it's been a storyline for so long. I think they just have to have him win. So with that being said, I'd say CM Punk. I'd say Roman probably has the win in the bag. Probably tries to cost Seth in some way, hurt Seth in some way. CM Punk capitalizes, wins the match.
Yeah.
Oh, like he takes his eye off the win and he focuses on Seth again. Yeah, I like that.
Interesting.
He just 2 manias in a row where he cares more about beating Seth than taking the win. I like that.
I've got Seth winning. I've got Seth winning. And the spin that I'm thinking is down the route of Paul Heyman. I think Paul Heyman has to be an integral part of this match. I think he's going to be involved in some capacity. And I think a distraction between fighting over who has Paul Heyman opens the door for Seth to take advantage. I think he gets beat up, discarded, and it's CM Punk and Roman for a little bit, and then they take their eyes off Seth, and he slithers his way back in, and is able to capitalize on their own little distraction that they got going and capitalize and win it. Maybe I've heard this theory as well that obviously like Seth made that joke that he didn't curb stomp Paul Heyman, so he owes him a favor now. And so there's like Paul goes with Seth, and Seth sold out to The Rock and all this stuff. I think that's a lot. That sounds a lot. We already got the Rock sellout kind of thing going on with John Cena. I just think Seth takes this. I don't think he needs Paul Heyman. I think he's good on the mic. I think he's great in the ring. I think this win though over 2 legends two Hall of Famers will catapult him even higher. And I know some people already have Seth in very, very, very high regards. And so I just think this is going to catapult him up, though, like even more. So I've got Seth winning, hoping, fingers crossed. But yeah,
you don't want to touch more on that third man stuff because I think a lot of people are saying that's how he wins, that he is a third man and we get some shenanigans.
It's definitely interesting for sure. With him also selling out to The Rock, I think as soon as Joe said that, I was just thinking, let's say Seth associates himself with The Rock, right? So now you have Rock, Cena, and Seth, and then you could set up a
and
6-man.
Travis Scott.
Oh yeah.
Hold up, Bill. Take a look.
You're
so ridiculous, dude. Yeah. You have Cena, Rock, and Seth, and then maybe set up a 6-man tag. I don't know where you would put this, but 6-man tag, Punk, Roman, Cody, like that's just like
War
fantasy
games.
booking. Yeah,
War
that's just me
games.
fantasy booking. That would be insane, but you never know.
That's funny. No, I got you. That could be that's a lot of stars, I will say, in one match.
Yeah.
Let's go to Sunday night. We'll just fly through these. Logan, AJ. I'm kind of torn, honestly. I feel like
torn.
my inside is like they just bring Logan at every pay-per-view and kind of have him win, so might be him. But I think AJ has to take it. I think Logan needs to take an L and kind of for some character building.
I can see that.
I don't know. I'm very torn. I think you said you have Logan taking the L here.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll go AJ just to be different.
Yeah,
I guess because it could go either way here, but the match is going to be really nice at least.
for sure. I think it's gonna be very technical.
I was going into it thinking there's no way Logan Paul loses at WrestleMania to a veteran like AJ Styles. This is a put over match. But I think this plays into a Karrion Kross a lot.
Okay.
I think we're going to see Karrion Kross involved in this match. Maybe Logan's winning. Karrion Kross comes out, whispers some words. Maybe he goes back to his what was it? The little clock, the sand clock. Flip something in AJ. We get an AJ dark side that leads into a win, and that carries over to the Raw after Mania with Karrion Kross. So I'm leaning more towards AJ winning for the Karrion Kross stuff because this has been ongoing for months now.
Yeah.
Overlapping with the Logan feud. So you see that for a reason.
For sure.
Usually Karrion Kross gets people to turn to the dark side. I think we see that here.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting, and I would not mind some Karrion Kross shenanigans going on for that match. Definitely something a little bit extra to spice up that match. The in-ring stuff is going to be good, but if we can get some additional storytelling, that'd be awesome. Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, street fight. This is going to be brutal. It's going to be a lot of throwing people into steel steps. It's going to be it's going to be everything. Yeah, I think we do. If any match is going to have some blood, I think it has to probably be this one with the amount of hatred that they've kind of built up between these two. What are you guys' thoughts?
Yeah, I think at first when they were kind of aiming towards the Damian and Drew feud, I didn't like it. I didn't think there was a story to tell, but I think they did a very good job telling a story between Drew and Damian, that Drew thinks Damian is the reason for him losing all these big matches and whatnot. So I think they've done, like a decent job with the story. And the build hasn't been amazing, but it's a blood feud, like these guys just hate each other. It's gonna be a hard hitting match, So and the fact that they put a stipulation on it helps it. I think elevates it a lot.
I agree.
So it'll be a cool, exciting match to see, even though there's not much of a build to it.
Yeah. Jay?
I think Drew takes his win. It's going to be a bloody match. I love the Sin City street fight. I saw it as a throwaway. I'm not going to lie. Like most everybody did, I thought it was a nothing match, but it makes sense. The buildup was nice with Drew hurting his eye and everything, but Sin City street fight, I'm super excited for it. It's probably going to be my sleeper match of the night, I would say. Honestly, looking at this Sunday lineup, it's probably going to be the sleeper match of the night.
Yeah, it could be for sure. Next up, let's go the tag titles, Judgment Day, and then Bayley and Lyra. I'm not going to go into this. It's going to be Liv and Raquel retaining because Bayley and Lyra aren't even a tag team, and there's no way that they're going to hold a tag team championship together. So I definitely got Liv and Raquel winning. You guys?
Agreed.
I think Roxanne interferes. She made her debut. What was it on SmackDown?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we see Roxanne interfering, finally getting involved with Bayley because they've been teasing that for months now. So I think Liv and Raquel win, but not without some interference from like a Roxanne.
Sure.
Yeah.
A classic Judgment Day win. Next up, let's go the women's title, Io, Rhea, Bianca. This one is also pretty unpredictable. I'm kind of torn. I'm not gonna lie. I want the belt on Rhea, but I think Io's walking away with it. I think she retains because I think we're getting a lot of title shifts. I think obviously the U.S. title changes. I think hopefully Raw tag titles change, and then we'll get into another one that I think will change. And then another one we're going to get to, I think, will change. I think if anybody's going to retain, I think it's this one. What are your thoughts?
I think Bianca takes it home. You keep that streak going. She's 4-0 right
that
now.
Streak, dog. It's so little. It's such a baby streak.
The thing is, for a streak to be a streak, you have to go through a baby streak. And
Yeah,
right now, she's 4-0.
We can't predict.
She's pretty unstoppable.
We can't predict a win off a streak that's only 4. And once she gets to 15, once she gets to 8, 9, 10, then we could be like, but like she got the streak, so she ain't take. You know what I mean? But
right, but 4 straight WrestleMania wins is something that doesn't happen often. So I say you just go for 5, 6, then you have Jade versus Bianca eventually, and that's the streak match. But I think you build it up naturally like they've been doing. People just caught on to it because you don't win 4 in a row.
Yeah.
But
All
I
right.
like it.
All
I
right.
say 5. 5-0 for
Yeah.
Bianca.
All right. I like that you're on the train, Alex. What you thinking?
I'm thinking. I think they made this a triple threat so Bianca doesn't take the pin here because.
Oh, so like a technicality streak.
Yeah. I think Bianca still loses, but she didn't get pinned. I think Rhea takes the pin here. I think Io Sky wins.
Wow.
I think, yeah, I know. I think it's a little bit of a bold prediction for sure. But, yeah, I mean, I can just imagine like a KOD, boom, Bianca's going for the pin. Io Sky hits her with a moonsault. It's like Jeff Hardy versus Edge and Triple H at Armageddon all over
Steal
again.
the win.
It steals the win. Io Sky walks out as champion.
Yeah. Could be.
This is a match to look out for. I like how we got different predictions, but
yeah, it'll be
you gotta
good.
keep that streak going.
Next up, let's go. I think we've only got 2, and I wanted to save this one for second to last, but the Intercontinental, the Fatal 4-Way. I'm going to save my thoughts and my predictions and my wants and needs and desires. Alex, who do you got winning out of this Fatal 4-Way?
Dude, this is tough. I think the only person we know for sure is not going to win is Finn.
Because he has to take the pin.
Yeah.
Can't win if you take the pin.
Yeah, I think Finn easily takes the pin here. I don't think they put a title on Penta because I think they want to like build up his singles run and then maybe give him an IC title later on, but then reunite him with his brother and Lucha Bros, and that's going to be sick. So then it leaves Braun and Dom. And I don't see Braun retaining, you know? I got that dirty, sniveling little piece. You know, I got Dom winning this, man. And that's not any shade to Braun Breaker. I think he's great. He's amazing. He just doesn't need the IC title anymore. You know? He just doesn't need it. Now, granted, I don't know what he does after Mania, because is he going to go straight after Jay? I don't want that, because Jay's not going to drop the title immediately, you know? So it's just, what are you going to do with Braun when he drops the title, you know? But I do have Dom winning this match. And pinning Finn, which is...
I know.
That's storytelling.
Jay?
So earlier in the pod, I talked about how there was another unpredictable match. I do think it's this one. The way they've built it up, you can see. I know we got the Finn Balor joke. I see it every day. I'm a Finn Balor fan, so that hurts a little bit. But I think anybody can win this match. But I think I agree fully. I think Dom pins Finn Balor. That's eventually what it's going to be. But I do think that Braun Breaker is going to go straight after Jay, and we get a hot potato title reign. Maybe they drop it a couple times to each other. I think that's what we need in the Raw division. But I think he goes after it right away. And I like the idea of Dom winning the IC title, then Liv winning the women's IC title, and they just walk around pissing everybody off with those matching belts. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I want to see it so bad. Booed out of the building.
I'm so glad that we have a unanimous Pipe Bomb podcast decision here. Dirty Dom walking out with a title, baby. I got Dirty Dom pinning Finn Balor. I think that is where Finn Balor explodes, leaves the Judgment Day. Dom brings in another person or two. We get kind of like a revamped Judgment Day post-Mania with Dom with the title. Maybe hopefully Dom can defend maybe 1, maybe 2, and then obviously lose. I think Braun, the only reason he loses, doesn't retain. I think he's on to bigger and better things. I want to see him pursue the World Heavyweight Championship. I think it doesn't have to be immediate. Maybe you can kind of get him in a little side quest on the way. Maybe he has to go through Gunther. Maybe they build. I don't know. But I agree. I want Jay to hold it for like a little bit, but I do want it to. I don't want it to be a year. I don't want it to be a super long. I need to see these titles kind of fly around a little bit. So,
little hot potato.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because back when we watched, bro, you lost a title every other week, dog. You held your title for like a month or two, dog, and that's it. Then it would take you a
Edge
year
was
to get it.
a 7-time world champion.
Yeah, that's
in the
how.
span of like 4 years.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's how we have a John Cena who has 14 or 15 titles. You know what I mean? Or he has 16. So it's like, you know what I mean? That you only get that because the titles kept flying around every other month, and it's like Roman held it for how long?
4 years.
1,000-something days,
bro. Like that. Come on, that's how is anybody else gonna get? You know, when people say like, yeah, John Cena, 16-time world champion, that's like saying LeBron James, 21 All-Stars. You know what I mean? Or it's like, it's not. I get it's not the exact same, but it's like when you have that many All-Stars, that like people you talk about that when you're talking about someone who's a Hall of Famer. 13, 15 All-Star selections, like 15, 16 world titles. You know what I mean? It's like people can't have that many if Roman, you know, is holding it for 30 years. It's just.
So this is a big debate. What do you think is worth more, 16 world title reigns or 4 or 5 world championship reigns, but one of them is 1,300 days? What holds more weight?
Big picture, more titles. More titles.
What do you think, Alex?
Because every time you talk about Roman now, you've got to always, but remember, he held it for 1,000 days. In the history books, you know what I mean? It's the further we get away from it, the less impressive it's going to look. But you look at John Cena. Oh, my God, he had 17. Wink, wink. 17 world titles. It's like, that's a lot. You know, that's a lot of winning. So, I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. That's what it is. But, Alex, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I think the opposite. You know, I think if you're holding a title for 4 years, it's dominance. It's pure. It's just like I think it's. You can mention that in an argument. You know, you could say, okay, 16 world titles, but if if 4 of those titles were for, you know, a month or 2 months, you know, Roman dominated like for almost half a decade. Like that's insane.
So here a couple things. One, I don't know how much you remember, but Jay, how exciting was it when you didn't know who could win the championship?
Very exciting. I think the unpredictability is gone. Like I told you, Triple H doesn't have surprises, which Jeff Hardy winning that championship at Armageddon was a surprise.
How exciting was it when Alberto Del Rio was, you know what I mean? People had no business winning a world title or sitting there winning world titles all the time.
I was a fan.
It was awesome because then the big stars get to come back in and take it back. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's point one. Point two, you stunt the growth of everybody else in the industry. If Roman's holding it for 4 years, guys, remember, we're operating.
He held both. That's the only reason he's stunted development, because he held both.
He held both.
But when you have 2 world titles, it's a little different.
But like, let's remember, guys, we're operating in a predetermined industry. Okay,
right?
Things are predetermined. Things are written out. Okay, sorry if I'm bursting anybody's bubble here. So it's not. We're saying it's impressive. It's not that impressive because the writers just wrote it that way. You feel me? So it's like, I don't. You say dominated.
Same with John.
Huh?
The same thing with John.
Yeah, of course. But that's what I'm saying, though. At least other people got to have titles under their belts. It's just more exciting that way, because everybody gets to share the love.
But I think that the long title reign is more impressive if you only do it one time. You do it with Roman, okay, fine. But now you gave Cody a year-long reign. For what? When CM Punk held it for over a year, it was unseen. John Cena never did it that long. It's great when you have it isolated. I prefer the 16 titles because that's historic. But I think 17 and the Roman title reign, those go head to head. Those are equal to me.
Yeah, I think
those two specific stats.
The point you brought up of, you know, how fun was WWE when you didn't know who was winning the title. Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. Did you know who was winning that?
Me and you both said Io in that match.
No, I said I thought Rhea was. I wanted Io to win for sure, but probably I didn't think Io was gonna win. Like, yeah, the fan in me wanted her to win, but when she was going for the pin on Rhea, I was like, okay, Rhea's gonna kick out at 2.9, and then Rhea didn't kick out, and my jaw's on the floor. Like that. That's like,
But that's you're pointing out one instance in the last almost decade.
When Jay beat Braun Breaker.
But that's what you're talking about, Joe. Isn't that what you like when reigns like that with
that's what
like
I'm saying.
When EO won.
We need. That's what I'm saying. We're getting into it, and that, like, we need to see. That's what I'm saying. When Jay wins his title, sure, he can hold it for a little bit, but I want it passed around.
No, I say he loses it at Backlash to Braun right away.
That's fine. I just want to see it pop around. That's what I'm saying. I want to see more of it. I don't want to see a Roman Reigns reign. I don't want to see that again. I don't. Well, I didn't even see it, so I just don't think that's good for them.
But you can't say that WWE's not that the WWE is predictable. Like, you have the Io Sky winning that title, and then you have Jey Uso beating Braun Breaker, who nobody thought that was going to happen, and then you have Shinsuke Nakamura beating LA Knight. Nobody thought Shinsuke was going to win that.
So every match you're naming is what? Post Roman Reigns reign, right? Everything you're naming. Yeah. So they're getting. That's what I'm saying. It's better now. We're getting away from that. What I'm saying is I'm not trying to see that. I'm not trying to see someone hold the title for 4 years.
Titles. With the world titles, they're still doing long reigns. Gunther's been champion for a long time. Before that, Seth was a champion for a long time. After that, Damian Priest had a lengthy reign. Cody's been champion since last WrestleMania. So we've had 2 world heavyweight champions and 1 world heavyweight champion since last WrestleMania. I'm not a fan of that at all.
I just wanted to hop around more.
It's just like, who can the WWE trust? Because if you put the world title on the wrong guy, then they're gonna get heat from the fans. So I can.
But it used to happen all the time. I mean, you flip flop from that. Jack Swagger was world champion. Because they didn't deserve it at all. That's like putting it on Julius Creed right now. It's just something that used to happen. Yeah,
everybody hated that. Nobody liked seeing Jack Swagger win the world heavyweight.
But it like. Because then when your star was going for it, it's just like, yes, take this title from you know what I mean? You deserve it.
Yeah, but even we're doing that now with Jey Uso and Gunther. Like, I think everybody wants Jey to win because of how good of a heel Gunther is and how much we all hate him.
But it's like, I don't like the exclusivity of the title where it's like, okay, the WWE Championship, Cody, the one that Cody has around his waist, only 2 guys can win that. Only 2 people in the industry can kind of win that. Okay, maybe not 2, maybe 3 or 4. Outside of that, that's it. Nobody else is worthy. I don't like that. It's like, back then it was like a mid-card guy can get it. You know what I mean? It was just
like The Miz.
Yeah, like The Miz. It's like,
well, mind you, that's the same championship that this is.
But you're saying, okay, what if somebody who can the WWE trust? Let's say somebody like has it, they don't deserve it. But then what about the people that turn into stars because of it? They're given that opportunity, and that's
fair.
You know what I mean? It goes both ways.
When they win it.
Yeah, and that's completely fair. But the one thing I will say, like, the reason we haven't seen that is because of how poorly they've booked the Money in the Bank winner these past couple of years. Like, Money in the Bank used to cash it in, like Dolph Ziggler, Alberto Del Rio, The Miz, Daniel Bryan, all that stuff. But then you have Austin Theory winning it. Austin Theory cashing his Money in the Bank on a freaking U.S. title, and then Drew
open challenge at that, on an open challenge.
It was But
all I'm saying is I prefer that. That is just unpredictable. You don't know what's gonna happen, and when it does, you get those shocking moments. Even if you don't like who won the title, that's okay, because in a couple months or in a couple weeks or whatnot, it's going to get challenged, and it could, it could pop around. So, but let's get into the last match. Last match of the card, obviously, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. I know everybody knows there's going to be shenanigans, right? So, give me kind of a little bit, go a little bit into like what you think maybe might happen, and then ultimately who's gonna get the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I guess I'll just ask you guys first. Do you think we see The Rock?
Oh, for sure.
You think we see The Rock for sure?
100%. We get The Rock shenanigans, yeah.
Oh, for sure. You got to.
Yeah.
We haven't seen him since Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, I don't know if the match is going to deliver. I don't know if this is going to be a great match. I think it's just more. It's more just going to be cinema, and like storytelling throughout the match. Because we've had like 4 Raws to build this match, and I think SmackDown this week, Cena's gonna be there, so
Yeah.
that's gonna be hype. So, but in the match, I hope it's good enough. It doesn't have to be like WrestleMania 40, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. It doesn't have to be like that. It just has to be enough, and then we get a Rock cameo, and
But I think what
we
made
see
that match as memorable, the WrestleMania 40, was all the shenanigans.
Oh, for sure.
Like, it wasn't
100%.
necessarily what they did pre-shenanigans, because the match
But
was
the
a
match
little.
was amazing.
The match
was
was
good.
the match was good, but it wasn't anything like. That's not why we reference WrestleMania 40. You know what I mean? It's because of all the crap that went
The
down.
cameos.
Yeah, the cameos were insane, dude. When Undertaker,
It felt like
when
Avengers
Taker, showed up, bro, I was like, what in the world? It's just like, yeah. So it's just, I don't know if we're gonna get all of that, but I think we're gonna definitely get shenanigans
for sure. But with that being said, I think Cena wins it. He wins his 17th. I kind of always imagined Cena winning his 17th and confetti falling down, but him as a heel now, don't think we'll get that. Not sure what we'll get as he wins his 17th, but I'm really excited to see what we get after the match as well.
Yeah, I've got Cena winning 17, and I'm very curious what they do with Cody Rhodes post Mania. If he doesn't have the title around him, I'm very curious what happens there. But Jay, what do you think?
I think Cena. I think we're in agreement. Cena wins 17. We get shenanigans the last night of Mania. This is the closing shot.
Bro.
Them 3 together.
4 times.
We already seen it. That wasn't a prediction. That was a spoiler. John Cena is going to hold up the championship. I think he gets presented with a custom spinner because he's been teasing that a little bit, like a modern day spinner. I still think we see confetti, Alex. I think, like he said, nothing changes. It's still John Cena. It's still his 17th. He just doesn't like the fans. The confetti's not for us. It's for John.
Imagine I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him, and he hates me. It's like, man, dang.
I think we get the celebration. Travis Scott with the sage. I think we get the full shebang in the ring.
I think Travis Scott gets his receipt, so we'll be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, and as far as Cody post-Mania, that's the number one question. Is he too big of a star now to be just in a regular feud? Is that what you think?
No, I just. What is he gonna go? Is he gonna go for something? Is he just gonna be chilling? I have no idea. But I will say they just released the Backlash poster
with Randy
on it.
Where's Backlash this year?
That's a good question.
No, they did announce. They announced it, and I saw it. And I remember seeing it, and I just St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Yeah, St. Louis
for Randy.
And so Randy's on it, and so
we know that.
Come on, son. We rolling it back, dog. We going back.
I need Cody and Randy. I need that at a SummerSlam.
No. We're running Cena and Randy at
Cena and Randy, baby.
Yeah,
that's
we turning back the clock, dog.
And heel Cena face Randy. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's
we turn it back with punt kicks, with punt kicks and everything. We running back the clock, dog. So hey.
I'm excited post-Mania.
Hey, it's gonna be.
It's looking bright.
Cena and Orton on the mic together back in that ring is gonna be cinema. It's gonna be awesome.
And like you said, heel Cena and a face Randy. It's kind of sad we don't have Edge in WWE.
I know,
because that would be the same dynamic. So I like the dynamic of Cena being a heel and going back against all his rogue gallery, which is now the good guys, pretty much.
Honestly, dude. So that
CM Punk is the face now. It's fantastic.
That's gonna be awesome. But cool. So that's our WrestleMania predictions. We went through them all. We're gonna probably be watching WrestleMania together, all 3 of us, and so we're gonna have a lot of fun. And then be on the lookout for next week when we get to talk all things WrestleMania. Man, that's going to be a long pod. I'm sure a lot of things are going to happen in WrestleMania. We're going to be talking SmackDown before WrestleMania, Raw after Mania. It's going to be absolutely insane. So make sure you're tuned in. Make sure, you you follow the podcast, you've got the notifications on. Obviously, this is on our sports podcast, so we're also going to be talking NBA playoffs. NBA play-in is going on currently. So once the play-in is set, then we are going to drop our podcast talking about all things NBA playoffs, our predictions, who's going to win it all. So be on the lookout for that. On the Nerdverse podcast, House 1055, our main feed, we are covering the season finale of Daredevil tomorrow. So that's going to be exciting. Last of Us season 2 just started, so me and Alex are going to be covering that show, as well as Andor season 2 is going to start airing next week. So a lot happening on both channels. You got the WWE show, we've got NBA playoffs, we've got Last of Us, we've got Andor, we've got Daredevil. A lot of stuff happening on House 1055. So make sure you guys are tuning in to all of that. So without further ado, that's going to be it for today. Again, we'll see you post Mania, baby. Peace.